So we're now right at Manning Park Resort. We stopped to have a bite to eat in between caches here in the park. And Manning Lodge has been here for a lot of years. A lot of people know it. And you can see the engravings at the front door there. It was a wonderful job. There's a couple more on the store that's behind me. But for now, time to have a bite to eat. Just about lunchtime. So before we even got the lunch kit open, we're already visited by a couple of people who live in the forest here. This guy, I believe, those are called the Clark Nutcracker. And even though they're kind of friendly, they will land on your hand, but they are not the most gentle birds. So we're close to the next cache, not actually at it. This one's called Beaver Ponds in Manning Park, not too far from the lodge. But as you look around, you can see all the dams they built and little walls and little earthen mounds. And if you look closely, I'll zoom in if I can. See a lot of these branches, all these trees, have actually been chewed down by the beavers to make their dams. You notice the top of the tree, they're all kind of cut away and edged. That's a typical beaver tree. So we're going to move on over to where we should be and go find the cache. Here's another signboard explaining what other kind of animals and creatures, such as frogs and ducks, enjoy the use of the habitat that the beavers create. Well, success, look what we have in our hand. That was pretty easy to find. And there's another close-up shot of one of those poor dead trees from the pine beetles. Beautiful little spot, nice and quiet, very still. Beaver Pond in Manning Park. This guy jumped out from the bush beside the trail. Gave both of us a start. And I think that's a meadowlark. He's got a yellow bottom, which I think is a meadowlark, but hey, I'll stand to be corrected. So we're now at the east gate of Manning Park, obviously on the east side of Manning Park. And there's one more cache to pick up here before we leave the park. And there's hardly any traffic today, which is really nice. I guess it's kind of it's late in the year, but quite often you come up here during the summer, and this is like a freeway. It's just so noisy. Non-stop cars. But today we actually got kind of nice and quiet. Well, maybe the odd car. But we'll consider this cache found. We'll see you up the road. There goes the moose.
Had enough.
So we stopped at a viewpoint on the way to Princeton. We're about 3 kilometers from Princeton, give or take a little bit. Just stop and take a look, and you can see the trees have changed now. Instead of being evergreens and cedars, we're now into the dry area. And these are lodgepole pines. Something you'll see back on the coast. And the roads here is going through a bit of a mountain section, so it's slows down quite a bit. We're down to 40 kilometers in some turns, and they mean it. So we're at our next cache. It's called Someday of the Week. So that someday is Sunday, because we're at Sunday Summit. And this is actually a truck stop, where the trucks have to check their brakes before they go downhill. And it's also the start of a logging road, the Sunday Summit Forest Service Road. And we just went over the cattle guard right there. Didn't have the usual bumps because they have the actual bars in there. But there's the sign for Sunday Summit. And the cache is very close, obviously, because we're parked here. I won't show you where it is, unless you happen to see some skunk running through the bush over there. But we've already found the cache. Just stopped, took a few videos, and back in and off we go. Highway number 3, Crow's Nest Pass. And there's where we're heading, down the road. And how far we gotta go? Well, another 32k to Princeton, and we'll find a bunch of more caches there. So we're just outside of Princeton. Just found the cache called the Turnaround Cache. And obviously it's called that because there's a turnaround here. Pretty dry and warm up here today. It was kind of cool on the coast, a little bit of just a hint of rain, and today we're in the sunshine now that we're in the interior. Very dry grass here. But another cache found, off we go. So we're here at the Information Center in Princeton. There's another cache here called Eye Clues to Our Treasures. And this is a new center they got. A little while ago they were just sharing it with the subway way back on the other side of town. Now they've got some land. And they've got some displays here. Looks like some boulders they pulled out of mines over there. We'll go over and have a look at that in a minute. But I think the Scruffster is hot on the trail. We'll come back in a second. So success, we found the treasure. It was attached to this little kiosk here. The information center tells you all about the area. Manning Park, interior, Okanagan area. Backdrop against the river. And I believe this is the Tulameen River. If I'm wrong, I know the Tulameen Turtles will definitely correct me in an email within 3 hours of this going live. So another successful find. On down the road we go. So we're at another cache called Tulameen View. This one is in the Princeton area, looking over the Tulameen River. Train bridge, it looks like here, old bridge of some kind. And look at the writing down there. I know Geordie is from the Tulameen area, I believe. It says Geordie and Allie. So I kind of wonder, Geordie, is this your girlfriend before Chris? You might have some splaining to do. Anyways, cache found. We're going to jump back in the Jeep, mosey on up the highway.